Want to see what a kitchen looks like when you run an antique booth? Yeah, we have an antique booth. This is what my kitchen looks like. These are things I have to pack that I've priced for our booth that's going there tomorrow in Watertown, New York. And there's some cool stuff. That's a McCoy cookie jar. That's a Blue Mountain Pottery serving plate. A recycled glass, big and heavy, very heavy glass dish. Tanala, big Tanala vase. There's an owl on that side, and birds and butterflies, and birds and butterflies and other things on this side. These three little cats are cute. They're a set. They're going in the booth tomorrow too. This pillow, but it's all bagged up so that it'll stay nice for the trip. Oh, and this is pretty. Now I'll move the pillow so you can see this piece of artwork. This is a possibly antique. We're just saying it's vintage because it is an original watercolor, and it's definitely vintage, and it's very possible. I don't know. The frame's not that old, so it's probably just vintage. But that's going in our booth. Barb's in love with it because, you know, it's pretty. And then we've got another one. See, this is the kitchen. And everything is not all perfect. It never will be. But this is another one. This beautiful frame. And, oh, there's doggy treats back there. You know, we have a dog. Her name is Belle. We lost our Hossie just very recently. I have to pick his ashes up on my way from the booth tomorrow. But this, look at this frame. Isn't this pretty? And that's a print. And Barb framed it. And Barb knows how to do framing, like how to mount stuff in frames and so forth. She's got special tools and all that. So even the back of our artwork looks pretty. I'll show you. See? That's the back of it. It's old. The frame is very old. But again, I think it's vintage, not antique. And then guess what we have over here? Does everyone has something like this on their kitchen counter, right? So what is this hiding? I'll show you. Along with all those chargers for glue guns and drills and other things. Yeah, everyone has a basket like that on their kitchen counter with all their charging equipment. But look what's in here. There's a sander. There's a glue gun. There's a drill. Now you wonder why we have all these chargers. But because we have an antique booth and we have to do things with stuff like that, we have it well hidden in a basket rather than just sitting on the countertop. Now, we'll go around and see what the rest of the kids. Pretzels are right there because Mom is 89. She lives with us, and sometimes she just wants something that she can take a pill with. So we have these right here, a thing of pretzels, because she really likes pretzels, and she just sneaks out here and grabs one or two of those and eats it when she takes a pill or something instead of bothering us, which we don't mind her bothering us, but it just makes it easier for her to just grab a pretzel. And that's not my idea. I have to credit my brother Scott for that because he had them sitting on his kitchen table at his house when I went to pick Mom up. And he goes, yeah, Mom loves those. That's just so she can grab something if she wants it. So there you have that. And then I did decorate. Now that I did clean that refrigerator just a couple days ago. It doesn't look very clean. But here's our gnomes on top of the refrigerator. Now, I'm not a refrigerator decorator, but hey, there you have it. And so yeah, and the other thing when you have an antique booth, there's always all kinds of cleaning supplies you have to have. So there's things like, well, there's alcohol, there's hydrogen peroxide, there's Windex, there's Barkeeper's Friend, there's Goo Gone, there's Polident. If you don't know the secret of Polident for ceramics that are dirty, you let them, you put Polident tablets in it and let it sit like 12 hours or overnight or whatever. And it usually does a pretty good job cleaning them. So yeah, these are the secrets that people who have antique booths don't really want you to know, that, you know, their homes are lived in. But it's all about the antique booth, and most of our kitchen is all about the antique booth. Oh, and those of you who may not know, we bought our house during the COVID things where the supply chain was like ridiculous and you couldn't get anything. So we have a commercial stovetop, and we have a very expensive cafe oven, and they have to be installed because they're built-ins. So there's our almost $4,000 oven and our $3,000 stovetop, because the only one we could get was a commercial one back then. It was just a few years ago, but it was during COVID while the supply chain was such a mess. And then, because we do have an antique booth, we get things for ourselves sometimes. And I don't know if anybody's seen these little dudes or not, but they're shelf sitter vegetables. And our contractor, when he had to work on reconfiguring everything to fit our oven in and so forth, he built a, oh, that's my vacuum, sorry, my super vacuum. He built this spice rack for us, so there's spices on it, but then there's really cool things that we originally bought for our booth, but decided we were keeping them. So there you have that. I think they're cool. Look, there's all different ones: strawberries and peas and watermelon and broccoli and a banana and grapes, an avocado and a potato. And some other cute little knickknacks that we just decided to keep for whatever reason. I'm kind of short, so let me see if I can get you up there. 5'2" is not very tall, but there's that stuff. And then that's the dining room. And over here, more finds and things that we got during, you know, our adventures. There's some Roseville pottery, some more Tanala. So the secret people don't say when they have an antique booth is possibly the things in their home that look really pretty might actually be damaged. For instance, this is a really pretty piece of Roseville. Now, it would be in our booth except for this. That's why it didn't make it to our booth, because we don't put damaged items in our booths. And then that one has a little bit of damage too, I believe. Let me see. Let's take it down and see. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with it. Maybe not. Maybe it's just here. Maybe that might end up in our booth, because this doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. Or is that? Nope, there's a crack. See? That's why that didn't make the cut to the booth. So there you have that. So it looks really pretty that you have Roseville. But look, you can't tell, but those are the things that don't make the cut. And other little cute things. Not everything did we buy for the booth. And I did put a Santa Claus in here and the little Christmas M&Ms. But there's some more pottery here. And then those are our Sunday glasses that we make root beer floats out of. And root beer float tastes so much better when it's in a really cool cup. Sunday cup. Sunday, no, what do you call them? I don't know, whatever they are. Dessert glasses, something like that. But anyhow, and here's our Santa that I thought the one I put in our living room was this Santa. But this was our Santa, and I was doing stuff in the basement, and I'm like, oh, there's our Santa. So the other one I put in the living room this year actually was meant for sale, but it didn't make it into the booth, and it's too late to put it in there now. So this one will stay here, and that one will stay in the other one will stay in the living room. And this, when you have your 89-year-old mother who lives with you about 2/3 of the time, there's other things you have to have in your home. Like this is her thickener that you put in everything that she drinks so she doesn't aspirate when she drinks. She can't drink out of a straw, and she has to have her thickener in her beverages, whether it be coffee. The only thing that she does not have to have that in is if she has like hot tea and we put honey in it. And the doctor said that would be okay not to put the thickener in it because she really doesn't like the thickener. And there you have my kitchen. And it is a lived-in kitchen. It's not all sparkly. Oh, that thing keeps doing that to me. But anyways. Oh, and there's artwork in here. Because, you know, again, we have an antique booth and we find cool stuff that we decide we want to keep. There's that. And then there's this one up here, which is, let me see if I can get you up there so you can actually see it. That one's really pretty, but let's get up closer. This is not filming very well. Let's back it up a little. There's that. And this is another, this stained glass piece. That's something that might have gone to our booth, but again, we decided we wanted it, so we kept it. So, and then there's this. This is the other one. So when you stand back, oh, I wish I would stop walking into that. Sorry, people. But there you have there's one over there, the one above there, the stained glass, and then that piece. So this is what the kitchen looks like. Now I have to pack this stuff up for the booth so that it'll be ready for me to take tomorrow. But these are just some items, and this is what the kitchen looks like in the when you have an antique booth. Also, when you have an antique booth, this is what the kitchen looks like. But when you have an antique booth and an 89-year-old mother, you have to put chairs in random places. So there's a chair sitting in the middle of the kitchen so that if she needs to sit down when she's walking from the living room to her bedroom, she has a chair to sit in. And it gets used quite a bit. Just saying. Because Mom gets around pretty good, but she uses a walker and her blood pressure is low. And she's on medication to raise her blood pressure, but she still has dizzy spells even on the medication. So we randomly place chairs throughout the house, just so that in case she gets dizzy, she has a place to sit. But anyways, I should take the pillow out and show you what it looks like, but it is made from an old quilt, and then she puts vintage linens. She appliques vintage linens to the old quilt, and then she makes pillows. So this is a bolster pillow, and that will go in our booth tomorrow as well. And that's it for now. Thank you. Have a great day. I mean, I don't know how many people are interested in what someone's home looks like when they have an antique booth and what really happens. But here you have it.